Just like every other mother, she was trying to help relieve the pain of her child. But one mistake that she did led to a very terrifying medical emergency. Now, this is a true story, and I would like you to stick around to the end. You may learn one or two things from this story. And if you're new to this channel, please like this channel, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification button for more interesting stories. This is Grace. She's a single mother and a hospital janitor. She's known by all in the hospital for being kind. She always smiles whenever she walks. But behind those smiles, she fought a very strong battle only few knew about. Now this is Grace and her 10-year-old son, Dave. And Dave has been battling with sickle cell anemia for a very long time. And each of the crises felt like a death sentence. Of course, she's a mother. She feels most of the pains also, indirectly. And then one night, he started having a very serious crisis and he was in very serious pain. And then she thought to herself, I've seen doctors give injection to Dave through the thigh. I think I can do that. You see, Grace works in a hospital, and whenever Dave has this crisis, she rushes him into the hospital. And most of the time, the first thing they try to do is to secure a vein so that they can actually give medication through the vein. But almost always, the veins are collapsed. So what did they do first to relieve pain? They give Dave injections through the muzzle, mostly on the thigh and the buttocks. Most times when they break the medication to give him, they get a few quantity of this medication and inject Dave, and Dave gets relieved, and they discard the remaining one. But over time, Grace has been collecting the leftovers of these medications, and she kept them at home. So that night, she thought, okay, I have syringes and I have these medications, so I can actually help Dave with his pain. And she was desperate. We drew a quantity of these leftover medications, and straight ahead, she injected Dave with this medication. But she skipped a very, very vital step, which is sterilization. You just can't miss that step. Anyway, she kept on doing it over a couple of days, and Dave was fine. And all of a sudden, the thighs became swollen and became red. And she thought, okay, maybe it's just one of those stuff, reactions on the skin and all that. But over time, the thigh became more swollen and red. And she started using hot water on this, but it didn't help. After a while, it started oozing out pus. She invited a friend who is a nurse to come and have a look at the wound, and she came, and it was so bad. So she advised her to take Dave to the hospital, but Grace refused to take Dave to the hospital. Maybe probably because she was scared or ashamed of what people are going to say. And she kept Dave at home, and she tried cleaning and dressing the wound by herself, and she gave Dave some antibiotics to help with the infection. But it didn't help, and it became so worse. So she decided to take Dave to the hospital. And when Dave was brought to the hospital, the whole hospital was smelling. During the examination of this wound, after cleaning the pus, you could actually see Dave's thigh bone. That means this infection has gone past the skin level, it has gone past the muscle level, and it's now affecting the bone of the thigh. This is what we call osteomyelitis. Dave was also having fever and vomiting and was restless. The doctors had to take action and give some medications, ran some tests, and helped Dave. Dave became well, but Dave was left with a mark that could stay with him for a lifetime. He was referred to a plastic surgeon where they tried their best to help with Dave's thigh, but it was so bad and it was beyond repair. Right now, Dave walks around with a walking stick. And this is because of a single mistake of sterilizing before injection. Now, this story is not to shame Grace, but is to point out the importance of sterilization and also the importance of knowing your limits. So let's honor Grace by sharing this awareness. And one of the ways you can do this is by liking this video, share, and if you've not subscribed, then go ahead and subscribe. Sometimes love needs wisdom. to save.